Hey, Magic friends, welcome back. This is your Captain speaking here on Captain Glass MPG, and today we're gonna go back to where it all started with collector boosters, Throne of Eldraine, also known as the first set that ruined Magic, as a lot of people like to say, due to the mechanics that were in it. However, I like the set. It was a bit troublesome, but then again, every set has its problems with Magic, and everybody just always gripes about everything. So anyway, people start always starting asking me, Throne of Eldraine, all these cards got banned and so forth and so on. So obviously these boxes aren't worth anything, right? Because all the banned cards, Oko's banned, the story time cards banned, blah blah blah. Well, let's take a look what really happened. So with that said, tray tables and seat backs to fill up right position, boys and girls. Hit that subscribe button, smash it because we're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. If you've done everything you can, check out the links in the description to the eBay store where there's a sale going on. You can hit up the Patreon page. You can even email me if you just want to reach out and say hi. So, with all that said, let's take a look at Throne of Eldraine and the very first set to sport the collector box. So, as we look at this, as I said before, the one thing to really keep in mind here, this is the very first set ever to sport the collector box. So let's see what kind of changes or market noise it's been making from that. Because one thing everybody always talks about is, are collector boxes really collectible? Or is it just drive the price down and make it useless on the regular cards? So you can see here, boxes started out around 100, went around 90-ish, which is about right. I don't know what goes on here, but it was never $45 because Lord knows I'd have bought them for $45. But anyway, this was during a pandemic, so I think a lot of the information gets skewed around this time. But anyway, after it started rotating out, people are kind of like, these aren't going to be worth anything. However, the box is around 110 as we start coming out of the pandemic, and if you watch, it's done nothing but get better, guys. I mean, look at this. It's slowly creeping up from 110 over the course of the next year, slowly going up, sitting around 129, 139 on average right now. And I've looked on TCG Player. These booster boxes are going for around 129, 130 a piece for the booster box. That's insane, right? And with that said, is there anything even good in the booster box? So let's take a quick look at what we have set wise in the Eldraine booster box. Looks a little something like this. So the Great Henge obviously is the all-star of this whole set, running around $50 even after rotation, with the regular foil going for about 60 to 50, almost as much as the regular card itself. And that's where you're going to start seeing where, because there's so many special cards, a regular foil of a card is worth almost as much as the regular card itself, which is kind of sad. But from there, it goes into Oko, who's been banned, but he's still sporting the $13 to $20 foil range. Brazen Borrower, this is the normal printing, obviously, so for 11 to 16 for foil. You got Krovac, or Corvold, the fake Cursed King, $10. Doesn't show any foils. I wonder why that is. Anyway, um, oh, that's right. That was a commander card. My bad. Uh, we have the Stillbane Hydra, which is a commander card, which is again no foils. Um, we have OQB quarterbacking, or Quest and Beast. $8 and 9 for the foil. Embercleave 7, 10 for a foil. And as you go down through here, you'll notice a lot of the cards that are actually in here are a lot of the commander cards. Well, except for Return King. But yeah, all these are commander cards. So um, that one is, that one is, that one is, that one is. But as you go through and you look, even though the card values go down a little bit, the foil prices stay kind of high right through here. But still, it's all mythic and rares, unlike past sets where uncommons seem to rise to the top sometimes. And the price value really is not all that great. I mean, even if you go down here, Drown the Lock's a good uncommon for a $6 foil. The rest, rare and mythics. The Wolf token foil, or the Wolf token itself, is going for about 175, just because wolves have been pretty big here lately. All That Glitters is a really good uncommon for $4. We have a $6 Mystical Dispute. Everybody remembers that card, right? So there are some decent cards in here for foils and uncommons, but they're not sporting the high end range that we're used to seeing above $10, right? And in general, the cards themselves aren't all that hot unless you get a Great Hinge. Now, with that said, a Great Hinge pays for half your box if you get one of them. So there is that. Now, um, also remember too, this is before set boosters. So there's no set boosters for this box either. It's just boosters and collectors. So there is that as well. So there's no set boosters, but this is when they first tried to do something special, similar to set boosters, where they had the extra theme box, a Mythic Edition box, right? Where you could open a booster box and it had these really special cards. They were god awful expensive. They're still expensive, but they honestly haven't went up as from what the actual asking price originally was, which is kind of sad. It's gone up a little bit, but nothing like the actual boxes itself. So, with that said, how does the very first collector box in an edition like this, how does it actually fare? Well, let's take a look at that. So, whoops, that's not it. There we go. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to PTSD you guys there with Ikoria. My bad. Uh, but anyway, so here's the collector booster pack for Throne of Eldraine. It came out. It was actually a pretty sweet box. I love the cover. It was nice and foily. If we look at it, it first came out. This thing's going back to May. It's shown about 342 when it first came out, but I don't think it was ever actually that much. I think we could actually go back a little further if we wanted to, because I really think this came out around $200. But regardless, right here it shows that for the last year and a half that this actually has tracking value for it. This thing's just been hovering around the 350, close to 400 range, and it really hasn't changed. It shows here the all-time low for March is 340. The all-time high was in May of 21 for 425. There you go. You guys can see that. One thing I am here to tell you is this was actually a reasonable collector booster box around 160, 170, 180 when it first came out. Um, there's a lot of mixed emotions about it. People were mad, some people bought in, yada yada yada. At the end of the day, what we come to find out is collector booster boxes are where the collectability is. And the reason for that is because of the rarity, the scarcity, and the extra full art, alternate art cards. And with everything being foil, for the most part, you're almost guaranteed if you're going to hit a big card, it's going to be a doozy. And because of that, this thing's around 350 right now, easily on TCG Player. I looked it up, and 350's being generous. Most places are trying to sell them for more than that. Plus, you've got tax. I mean, this thing might as well be $400 out the door. And by the end of the year, this thing may be 400 flat before tax and shipping. And that's saying a lot about the very first ever collector pack uh, edition and what it means for all the rest of them as they get older. Because remember, guys, the one thing that this has going against it that the other ones don't, or you could say even for it if you want to, you can pull things like Oko in this. You could pull Once Upon a Time. I mean, there's tons of cards in this that have been banned or restricted, and it's still 350. And these cards are still worth money. For example, let's take a look at what the collector edition has to offer as far as what their cards are. That's right, guys. The full art Great Hinge is $75. If you hit it in foil, it's going for $225 to $250. You literally hit one of these, you've paid for the entire box. Brazen Borrower Showcase. If you get the Showcase Brazen Borrower, which you can get in the actual booster boxes too, so don't forget that, $27. If you pop a foil, $80. How insane is that? Has anybody even been looking at these prices? Oko, Thief of Crowns, Borderless. I bought a couple of these when he first came out because people didn't think he was all that great because nobody realized how broken he was to start with. $23, right? I bought them as foils. These things are still $80, and it's a banned card in every format. Let me say it again, banned card in every format, $80 foil. You have the Embercleave full art sporting $76. Oh my god. It's 18 non-foil. QB sporting $70 foils. Castle Garenbridge sporting a $40 foil. Emery, Lurker of the Loch, Extended Art, sporting $80 foils. Castle Lockwin, $45 foil. Rankle, $48 foil. Uh, First of Lockwin, $30 foil. Just look at the Fable Passage, $30 foil because it's been reprinted to oblivion, but still $30 foil. Castle Vantress, $60 foil. Witchclaw Talisman, $46 foil. Are you effing me? Garuk Cursed Huntsman, $21 foil. Like this should be 50. This should be 20. That's like a hate crime. Anyway, Torben Thran, I mean $30 foil. Faye, like this card is almost useless. $30 foil. Castle Ardenvale, $23 foil. Robber of the Rich, $30 foil. Like look at these foil prices, guys. I mean, we're getting down to the cards that when they're full art, they're barely $4 or $5 cards, but they're foiling up to $30, $40 a piece. How insane is this? If you go down through here, I mean, it just keeps going. Once Upon a Time, Extended Art, $20 foil. Like, look at these prices right here. Dance of the Mance, $20 foil. Fervent Champion, $22 foil. It says market price is $8, but I mean, it probably really does matter. Probably a lot of market skewing going on there. But yeah, just look at this. Like, I mean, the odds of you opening one of these packs and easily pulling 20, 30, $40 worth of rares out of it and mythics that are foil are very high. Like, this is why this collector box is going to be $500. This is nuts. So, with that said, do I think you should invest in this? I mean, the thing's already $400, so it's really hard to say yes. But it's at these prices, how can I say no? Like, this is insane, guys. So, I would say if you got a couple grand laying around, you want to buy 3 or 4 of these boxes, man, go for it because if nothing else, you could crack them and get your money back. For the love of God, look at the prices. But hey, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just a dude sitting here who likes to geek out over cards and then freak out over how much the stuff costs. So, with all that said, thanks a lot for coming. Until next time, be kind. And as always, I hope to see you across from the game table. Hopefully with some of this sweet, sweet bling in your deck.